दीपो हरतु मे पापं दीपज्योति नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं करतु कल्याणं आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदः द्वेषबुद्धि विनाशाय आत्मज्योति नमोऽस्तु ते आत्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय ब्रह्मज्योति नमोऽस्तु ते ब्रह्मज्योति प्रदीप्ताय गुरुज्योति नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure in inviting our distinguished guests, the Associate Dean, Sri Professor S.K. Behera Sir, and IEEE Roulkela Substation Chair, Professor Dipti Patra Ma'am. I request Pranati and Anita to present the bouquet to our dignitaries as a token of love and honor. With great honor, I am Ananya Pritilagna Biswal, a research scholar at NIT Roulkela. Welcome you all to the hybrid mode short-term course on Faculty Development Program on Power Converters for Green Energy and EV Integration 2024, organized by the Department of Electrical Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Roulkela. The transition to sustainable energy relies on improving every step of the energy supply chain from generation to transmission, thereafter to storage. Over the horizon to overcome the challenges and achieve greater national consensus about energy goals, this STC may encourage to move towards the net zero emission. Now I request the course coordinator, Professor Susovon Samanta sir, to address the meeting with a brief introduction regarding this course. Sir, please. I would like to invite all the distinguished coordinators, Professor Susovon Samanta sir, Professor Monalisa Pattnaik ma'am, and Professor Indrajit Sarkar sir. And I would like to request to address the meeting.
Hello. Okay. First of all, good morning, everyone. We are honored to have with us today our Associate Dean, Sri Professor Santanu Behera, Acting HOD and IEEE Roulkela Subsection Chair, Professor Dipti Patra, my fellow coordinators, Professor Monalisa Pattnaik, Professor Indrajit Sarkar, and Professor Arnab Ghosh is not there today. And my dear colleagues and participants from various institutes joining this event, both in offline and online platforms. A hearty and warm welcome to all of you to the short-term course on power converters for green energy and EV integration. I think all of us agree that we should adopt sustainability in our livelihoods, and energy is the most important factor in our daily lives. With climate changes and depleting fossil fuels posing serious challenges, it is essential that we equip ourselves with the knowledge and skills to make this transition effectively. And all we know that power converters play a vital role in this transition. Throughout this course, we will investigate the fundamental principles and advanced techniques of power converters, focusing on their application in green energy systems and electric vehicle integration. Topics will range from the basics of power electronics to recent advancements in converter topologies and control strategies. And also we are privileged to have resource persons from both academia and industry joining with us. Over the next few days, you will have the opportunity to learn from renowned experts in this field, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and gain practical insights into different aspects of power converters used in green energy and EV charging. So I encourage each of you to actively participate in the various sessions, ask questions, and engage in fruitful discussions. By the end of this course, I am confident that you will walk away with a comprehensive understanding of power converters' role in green energy and electric vehicle integration, enabling you to make a meaningful impact in this field. Now, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed experts for agreeing to share their knowledge and research work with us. Their commitment is truly commendable, and we are fortunate to have them guide us on this journey. I am also thankful to IEEE Roulkela subsection for co-sponsoring this event. Now, my heartfelt thanks to the director of our institute, Professor K. Umamaheshwar, for his constant inspiration to conduct such programs at our institute. And obviously, special thanks to Associate Dean, Professor Shantanu Behera, for gracing this inaugural event, as it was really a last-minute adjustment. And also to our HOD, Professor K.B. Mohanty, for his wholehearted support in organizing this program smoothly. I must also thank my fellow coordinators, Professor Monalisa Pattnaik, Professor I. Sarkar, and Professor A. Ghosh, for their proactive efforts in conducting this event. Gratitude to all faculty and staff members of the Electrical Engineering Department for their contributions. Finally, I want to express my gratitude to all the research scholars, MTech students of our department, and other participants from various institutes. Your enthusiasm and willingness to learn are truly inspiring. So let's start on this learning journey together and discover how we can make a difference with power converters for green energy and EV applications. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for throwing some light about the STC and such insightful information. I would like to request Professor Dipti Patra ma'am to felicitate the Associate Dean, Sri Professor S.K. Behera, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to request Professor Susovon Samanta, sir, to felicitate the IEEE Roulkela Substation Chair, Professor Dipti Patra ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. Moving on, I am glad to invite Professor Dipti Patra ma'am in behalf of the head of the Department of Electrical Engineering to provide some information about the department and deliver welcome speech for this short-term course. Ma'am, please.
So good morning, everyone. Today I have taken the responsibilities of two jobs as a HOD electrical engineering in charge and also IEEE chairperson. So let me brief about our department first. Department of Electrical Engineering, NIT Roulkela, it was established in 1961. We have already celebrated our Diamond Jubilee recently, last 1 year back. Since its inception, the department is under dynamic progress and is reputed for imparting quality education both at BTech and MTech levels. The department is currently runs for 4 MTech programs with the specialization power electronics and drives, electronic systems and communication, control and automation, and power system engineering. Besides this, the undergraduate and postgraduate teaching, a significant number of research scholars are also working on diversified areas of electrical sciences towards the award of PhD degrees. And also we are running for executive PhD program and minor degree program. The academic and research activities in the department focus on the frontier areas such as power quality studies, distributed generation, soft switching of converters, inverter design, control strategies for complex systems, including robotic systems and networked control systems, high voltage and insulation research, energy storage systems, signal and image processing, communication systems, machine learning, and computer vision. The department also hosts 2 centers of excellences, one in renewable energy systems and another in industrial electronics and robotics, with participating faculties from department to other departments to boost the interdisciplinary research. The department has well-equipped modern laboratories such as power electronics and drives, control and robotics, renewable energy systems, nonlinear dynamics, embedded and real-time systems, signal processing and communication, image processing and computer vision, semiconductor processing, nonlinear dynamics, electric vehicle lab. So many laboratories we have established in our departments. And in these laboratories, the research scholars are pursuing their research in emerging areas of electrical sciences. So this is one of the major departments in the institute, and it has successfully completed many sponsored research projects from the organizations like DRDO, ISRO, DST, CDAC, CSIR, SERB, MHRD, and MEITI, etc. And is also currently working on many sponsored research projects. Recently, the department has collaborative research program with a number of internationally acclaimed universities across the world. The department also conducts various workshops, quality improvement programs, seminars, Gyan courses, and other kind of courses on current technologies for students and people from academia as well as industries. So I hope with all these facilities, this short-term course on power converters for green energy and EV integration will provide you a very strong platform to share the knowledge from expertise faculties from various high-level institutes, and you will get a lot of knowledge from them, and which you can practice in future, and your future will be bright. So thank you, and I expect everyone for this 5 days a very successful stay at Roulkela, and any kind of difficulty you face, you can contact in our department and our coordinators. They are already very active coordinators, and whatever difficulties if you face, then you can share with them. And we all expect in online mode and offline mode, whoever the participants and delegates are there, they should not face any difficulties, and they should have a very nice stay along with high knowledgeable environment. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such a delightful talk and brief idea regarding the field of electrical engineering and about the department. Now, I humbly request the Associate Dean, Sri Professor S.K. Behera, sir, to deliver his inaugural speech. Sir, please.
Esteemed Professor Patra, the chair of IEEE Roulkela subsection, Professor Samanta, Professor Pattnaik, and Professor Sarkar, the coordinators of the program, my esteemed colleagues, Patna ma'am, and faculty members who have come from outside, research scholars, guest research scholars, our own research scholars, and the students and volunteers of this program from our department. I guess there are people online associated also. So, yeah, the young lady said that it's going to be an inaugural speech. That's something I doubt. As Professor Samanta said, it's been a last-minute adjustment. I was in the market that I got a call that I got to step in for someone. And then I was taking this morning a little lightly, this being Wednesday, and we don't have generally classes in the Wednesday forenoon. So I had to sort of expedite my routine and jump in here. But it's always exciting to be attending a workshop or a short-term course, and I'm glad that I'm here. And boy, this can't be any more relevant, because in today's times, you look at everywhere the impact of sustainability and the impact of green energies that's going to happen in our future economy and future social life, and the future of the globe itself. It's so important, and the most important thing is that people have realized that. And the last 100 odd years from the Industrial Revolution, the kind of damage that our revolutions have, or so to speak, the inventions or the economic boosters have made to the earth, the kind of damage that it has done to the sustainability of the earth is probably more than what the earth might have sustained 1,000 years before that, or the last 1,000 years. So it's good that people have started realizing it, and then we're exploring opportunities and energies that don't really cause as much damage as compared to our current practices. Damage is going to happen because we are not doing things in a natural way. But then if it is sustainable means the damage that you're making, you are actually able to do something else to recover the damage. And that has led to a lot of programs and activities from starting from international collaborations to national government, national policies, international policies, and that is boiled down to individual universities, institutes, organizations, corporates, and everything. And it's good that it has come to such a level that in a department or an institute level, we are able to congregate and then pick out topics, areas that we can lay emphasis on with our expertise. At the same time, the next extension of that is to train young people and people who are, who have a decent amount of professional career in front of them, and they're training them up, sort of bringing them into the fold of doing research and doing things, economic activities, with the sustainability and green energy and other things in the mind. I am not from the electrical engineering or the power engineering community, but I'm a materials guy. But then it's just just one part of the same globe. We are looking at from one direction. You guys might look at the other direction. Okay, when you talk about electrical vehicle technology, the ICE engine is gone. The ICE engine is almost on the decline. It is ruled for about 100 years. Now we're looking at electric vehicle technologies. But then electric vehicle, it's just not tires and then rotators and batteries and things like that. It's got something has to derive power, the power has to be converted, and then the power has to be controlled. The energy has to be stored, and all sorts of things are coming. You have batteries, supercapacitors, drives, motors, and and battery management systems, battery diagnostics tools. What's in a cell is, it's fine, but then when it's battery, it's hundreds of cells, and then one cell is going bad, and you need to know what's happening, and then different batteries, different capacitors have different charging routines, and then their histories, and that needs to be controlled. You need battery diagnostic tools, and then those are operated like much like the way you have diagnostic systems right now in modern cars. You just plug in the computer, and then it tells you where exactly is the fault, and that has to be again transported into electric vehicles, and then those systems are different. The bells and whistles, nice control vehicle vis-a-vis an electric vehicle control. Electric mobility control vehicle. Those are going to be different, and that will require a lot of innovations, a lot of expertise before it matures and it becomes everyday life. It has started coming in now, but then it's still a lot of time to go. Maybe it has got another 100 years left. If you look at how ICE engines and the corporates and geopolitics was ruled by ICE engine and oil economy, and if you extrapolate that as to what could happen with the new kind of developments that are happening, probably it's going to sustain for another century before we look at other resources. So solar, wind, those energy sources and energy storage and energy dispensation, all those things have to be properly integrated, and those require interdisciplinary approach. And the first step would be to have congregation of people from academia, like Professor Samanta said, from academia, from research, and from corporates, and then they come and then train all the people who are starting off their career. Back in the days when we were reading electric motors, we have a basic electrical subject and all that, and it was so hard for us, not being an electrical guy, and I think it was hard for people who were in electrical engineering. And just a week back, I was in IIT Patna, and a friend of mine, ma'am knows, he's a professor there, and then he himself works. I went to his lab, the way he was working, and the kind of motors he was designing was amazing. And he was drawing those motors, and then those motors were made to manufacture. What do you call them? Made to designs. You give the designs, and then it's not available in the market. Someone actually makes them, and then he tests all those things out. And I spoke to him. What was your electrical motors knowledge when we were a student? He was my classmate here back in the days. And he said, yeah, I had no knowledge about motors, although I studied. The point I want to make is, and then he's an expert. He's a national expert in motor technologies. The point I want to make is, if in our times we had exposed to these kind of informal learning atmospheres, what we read in a classroom in the Indian scenario is kind of little archaic, little mundane process. We read it, much of the people mug it up, and reproduce in the exams, and then get a grade, and that sort of seals it. But then the informal learning, that's where you learn more. You actually get into the mud and try to understand things. That understanding actually takes you forward. You become an engineer or a research scientist or a professor. I think that's why these activities like a workshop or a short-term course with involvement of students and then experts, they come to an informal atmosphere where anyone can ask questions without actually having a notion of what my grades are going to be. That's where learning happens, and it's a wonderful process that is happening all around NIT. And I think if there are people from other universities, other institutes, we from sponsored research office, and as a faculty member myself, we would encourage all of you to come together, work on problems, be it short-term courses or workshops or conferences, or even research areas. We should come together, put in our minds together, and then see if something of substance comes out of that, and that that knowledge or that resources, that distilled thoughts can be shared for others to follow. With this, I wish all the best for the events, and thanks to the organizers for doing something like this. And I wish all of you, I hope that all of you have a good time in Roulkela, have a wonderful look at a campus, and be in the workshop, and then try to learn as much as you can. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your encouragement and joining us at the last moment. We really appreciate your presence, sir. Thanks again for presenting such valuable insights on EVs, battery management systems, and its future perspectives. Thank you, sir. To propose the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries and participants, let me invite the coordinator, Professor Indrajit Sarkar, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. As sir very nicely explained, like how our learning process should be, and we always feel there is a gap between whatever we are learning in the academia and then whatever we are going to employ, whatever we are going to implement in industry, and what is the product that we are going to get. So sir very nicely explained how our aim, learning aim should be like to implement in the kind that directly when you go to an industry and then you design something that going to work, because there are n number of research that is going on, out of which only very few percentage of the research that you can see on the field which is working. So with this, we are almost at the end of our inaugural session, and I am here to for the vote of thanks. So, distinguished guests, respected.
Help all the participants directly or indirectly in this field of research. So now time for a short refreshment. I would like to invite you all to join us for high tea. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
I'll just take this one. এটা তুমি তো attend করছি না coordinate अरे ये क्या बोला
That research student is not. No, he has come to. He said.
बारह जन कले 4 जन पुणी बसलेनी इंटरव्यू रिटर्न फिटन है इंटरव्यू जो आसला 4 जन खसी पड़े इंटरव्यू कहला